Good afternoon, Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with this surprise Wednesday guest, Mr. Michael Butler. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
I don't know if you see this little guy, but he's getting squirmy on my lap. So
He's
we'll
all
make
right.
we'll make this one quick. This
You're
is
fine.
Sunny, by the way. Hey, what I want to talk about, you put a post out earlier this week about the importance of networking. And the
Yeah.
reason why is your post was awesome, but I always admit my failures. I failed for the first 5 years as an investor because I thought the answer lived in Excel. It
hmm
doesn't. It's like a little bit, it's
Yeah.
people, it's your network. It's amazing how your network keeps you motivated, will help you out in key situations. Your network is your net worth, all this stuff. Let's talk about why you think networks are so important.
I think it's important, really, like you said, it keeps you motivated. I think it allows you to sometimes, I think when we go on our journeys, we don't necessarily appreciate ourselves a lot. And so to be able to have people around you who went through the same thing, who are going through the same thing, you never want to necessarily measure yourself with those people, but it's
Oh,
nice
yeah.
to get sometimes to have validation, right? It's essentially it's just like a marriage, right? There's that you love each other, what I mean, but it's still nice to hear it,
Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
so I think it's the same thing when it comes to networking. It allows you to at least find some type of light sometimes when it gets dark, and not only it helps your journey, it
Yeah.
makes it a lot. Yeah.
I'm so glad you brought that up because again, a lot of people hear network is a net worth, which is what I said, and
hmm
people translate that to money.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you brought it up almost as a light in a dark space. I say it all the time. Real estate investing is a people business. Because it's a people business, people will disappoint you. Bad
Yeah.
stuff happens. And yeah, dude, your network, they can listen to you. Hey, like you talked about your first Airbnb arbitrage where somebody pulled in the garage, stole from you.
Yeah.
That probably wasn't fun, but I bet it was wonderful to talk to others in the space. It's like, oh, it's okay. It happens. Move
Yeah.
forward. It's not you. It does happen. File a claim, get your money back in 2 weeks. All is good.
hmm
Right. Yeah. So talk about more about your network being your network has to be positive. If you're around a bunch of negative people,
Yes.
run away.
It has to be positive because ultimately that's what's going to allow you to put one foot in front of the other. And when you do that, obviously your net worth is going to expand because you're going to be constantly moving in a good space. When you don't have positive people around you, you're gonna soak in that negative, and it's gonna ultimately it's gonna stunt your growth. So when people say your network is your net worth, honestly, I think it really ties into just how people will make you feel
Mhm.
to keep moving.
Yeah. What I want people to realize from this conversation, and I will do a better job of going forward, network is net worth has meant money to me when I talk
Mhm.
about it most of the time. Because
But
it is,
it does
yeah,
translate to that at some point, right? You help enough people, eventually people those favors come back to you. You plant enough seeds, those seeds will start to grow.
yeah, no, absolutely. But I think it's more important, especially in the beginning, and this is what I missed, is your network is almost like a battery charger or a solar system or whatever you want to call it, right?
Mhm.
Because this business will drain you. You'll have bad days, right? For me, I started as a full-time employee who had a terribly stressful job, who flew on airplanes for a living and hated every second of it. If I would have had a positive network those first 5 years to say it's okay, it does get better, because the first couple of years are hard, right? The cash
Yeah.
flow is this big and all of this and all that. I think your network is a battery charger. And one of the things that I've seen in my Facebook group, which you're a part of, right? One rental at a time works,
Mhm.
is just the positive people just
Yeah.
contributing and posting wins. And I think that's awesome. So thank you for that little twist.
No, for sure. And like you said, those people posting wins. It's funny that you say that because even within your group, and same thing when I got started in wholesaling, in that other wholesaling houses elite Max Maxwell's group,
Yeah.
it was the same thing. It was just that's honestly what kept me going. Sometimes is I'll get on there and I'll just read these long posts of the person who's been going at it for 5 months. And they finally close this deal for $50,000. It's just like, what, shit, it's I mean it's there. Like, I'm getting all these no's now, but you hear the message. You're closer to a yes. You keep getting no's, you're closer to a yes. And that's honestly what's going to keep you going.
Mm.
And so to some, again, we talk about the mental space and stuff like that. It's a mental block when you think that it's always bragging whenever someone's saying something, but it's so motivational to that person that's actually trying to change their life.
Yeah. And I don't know if you saw it, but it looks like Max got married over the weekend. Did you see
Yes, he
that?
did. That's
Have,
awesome.
Congratulations,
That's
Max.
awesome.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to meet him once. He's a wonderful person.
Looks like it.
Yeah, he is. He's a great guy. So again, the network is your net worth. But again, for me now, I'm going to start talking about is battery charging, because in the beginning, real estate business is hard. The first 3 or 4 years are the hardest. It gets easier. We've got to get people to that point. They got to crest that hill and let momentum take them over. I want people to think that their network is a battery charger. I may come up with a better analogy later, but this is all because of Michael Butler. He has helped me a bigger picture. And again, let your network charge your battery, keep you engaged, keep you showing up tomorrow.
They should, though. You shouldn't want people around you that drains your energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like whatever you're doing right now in life, if you're getting started in real estate, whatever that may be. I mean, I don't care if it's your parents, you know, your friends. It really don't matter who it is. If they're pulling energy away from you, then you definitely need to separate yourself from them.
Amen. And with that, we will close it. Before I do, though, Michael, how can they follow you?
They can follow me on Instagram. My handle is @MichaelButler_Jr.
And it's
JR.
JR, right? Let's
Yeah.
be clear. It's not
JR.
Junior, it's JR.
Junior JR.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
I appreciate you.